So here we are. It's 1982, a huge year for movies. My name is Lenore Johnson. I'm looking at two films, one being E.T. and the other being The Dark Crystal. E.T., of course, is sci-fi and The Dark Crystal is fantasy. Honestly, it's kind of weird to think that they were made in the same year, but I was little, so um, one feels really homey and comfortable, and the other one feels like some kind of dream. So we're going to talk about genre, how these movies use, certain rules to make us feel which genre it is and feel something real about these movies. It is about sparking connections with emotion and what we all look for when we're sitting in the theater and the lights go down. So, what is even genre? You think of it like a map. It groups movies by category and by setting so you know what you're watching. You want to be prepared before you go see a thriller. You might not want to see a thriller. You might want to see a romance. It depends on your mood. So filmmakers use these certain standards and guides and patterns as a shortcut to hit our emotions in the right way to create that genre. I mean, we've all felt the comfort in knowing that, okay, this is a scary movie, so you know what to expect. But the best directors, they take that map and draw a new path. They sometimes incorporate it enough where they follow the rules, but just enough to make us feel safe, and then they break us to make us feel alive. It's like the first time you felt something, you expected one result, but the reality taught you a much deeper lesson. Like in ET in this scene, we're on the bike with, ET, and suddenly he's flying, and from the views that they took, and something that you would never think would happen is him flying, and the silhouette with him, the moon is something that's epic, and everyone feels free. They're flying, they're doing something new, and they build it with this uplifting music. So we're gonna talk sci-fi, which is one of my favorite genres, by the way. Usually this means the unknown. It's about tech and the human condition. And in ET, we get a sense of wonder, but it's buried in a normal house where you expect, I guess, a lot of people expect when you say sci-fi, they expect lasers and metal and, but Spielberg gives us a glowing heart and a kid's bedroom or a spaceship that's in the forest next to normal suburbia. It humanizes the aliens idea, and it's a feeling of, humans wanting something big to happen in their normal everyday lives. And we've all been that kid looking up at the sky hoping for a sign that we are not alone. And it addresses that. There is the Dark Crystal, which is pure fantasy. And this is the hero's journey, an epic quest to fix a broken world. It's got magic, mythical creatures, and that classic, good versus evil. The visual style is so rich that, it feels kind of deep, even for it to be a Jim Henson kid cartoon or kid, whatever they want to call it, production. Um, there isn't a single human in this movie, so it's a total world building flex, which that's what we deal with in fantasy. And I think we relate to this because we all have those moments where life feels like a giant, impossible quest, and we're just Jin, small, confused, but holding that one piece, that one crystal of light that can fix everything. One thing we want to do is look at how each of these stories move. E.T. is sci-fi, but it subverts into like a invasion trope. The alien isn't here to blow up the White House or anything. He's just here because he got left behind and he's a friend. Meanwhile, the Dark Crystal is the opposite in a way. It leans hard into the quest structure. Jin has to heal the world and he has to get the crystal to where it needs to be before everything gets demolished. It's honest about the struggle, and one movie brings the other to us, and the other takes us to the other, if that makes sense. So both structures work because they mirror their own journey toward finding where they belong. Themes are the soul of the film E.T. It's about human condition. I mean, the kids, they have empathy and wonder, and while the adults, they're scared. They have fear and want control of everything. It's a bit cynical, but it's true. Then you have the Dark Crystal, which is about balance. The world is literally dying because it's divided, and it tells you that unity is our only way out, which is an awfully good message in these days. We see that in our world, we see it every day, the split between who we are and who we want to be. Healing the gap is kind of the real theme of our lives, isn't it? Yeah. So visuals are the texture of the story. Spielberg, when it comes to E.T., he hides the sci-fi tech stuff in a suburbia, and it contrasts, creating some kind of magic. It's like finding a diamond in a cereal box. But Jim Henson, doing the Dark Crystal, he built a world with no humans. Every single thing was handcrafted and constructed, and it's elaborate and weird and beautiful. I honestly prefer the puppets because there's a soul in them that you don't get with CGI. Both styles pull us in because they are so deliberate. They're very intentional. They create a lie that helps us to see a deeper truth. So why do we care? It's because these genre rules make us feel seen, like E.T.'s vulnerability draws us to childhood goodbyes, which we all go through. And it's empathy, plain and simple. Maybe it wasn't with an alien, but with schoolmates, or goodbye to childhood, goodbye to kindergarten, goodbye to first grade. There's always a goodbye. The Dark Crystal, on the other hand, gives us epic stakes, fear, excitement, and finally, hope. So when Jin heals that crystal, we feel that relief in our own chest, and we connect with these movies to remind us that even if you're a puppet or you're a weird brown alien, your journey matters, and hope is the universal language here. Well, in the end, genre is just shared language. The two films used those rules and they broke them sometimes to create something that stuck to our ribs, something that stuck to our hearts and pierced our souls. And they show us these fantastical worlds are simply just mirrors of our own hearts and experiences, whether we are waiting for a ship to take us home or fighting to heal a broken world. We are just looking for a bit of balance. Thanks for going on this quest with me today. I appreciate it.